Alright, what's up everybody? Getting clean and jerks going today. Clean and jerk, jerk, jerk. So 1 clean plus 3 jerks. I always forget to record my warm-up sets, but I remembered during this session. Getting a little bit better at that. So starting off with the empty bar here. It's 35-pound bar. It's still the same diameter as a men's bar or a standard like power bar. Well, I guess those diameters are different, but only marginally. It's not like 28 or 27 millimeter women's bar that you would see in weightlifting. So same diameter as normal, but 35-pound bar. It's functionally going to serve, as long as I load it correctly and know what I have on the bar, it's going to serve the same purpose as any other bar would, but I guess in theory you will get a little more whip in the jerk, so that might work to my advantage, who knows. It's probably marginal, but it definitely doesn't hurt. Haven't done jerks in a really long time. Haven't really done cleans in a long time either. So this was kind of messy, but it felt pretty good. Being able to lower a jerk twice in a complex, I think, is really valuable for building the jerk up and just kind of building resilience in that front rack. So that should be pretty advantageous to building up the clean and jerk over time. I'm not trying to push it maximally or anything, but if I can get better at it, I'll take it, because I really only have about 3 hours a week to train right now. I'll push it a little bit longer than that sometimes, but I'd say anywhere from like 3 to 5 hours a week I'm training. Just 3 days a week. And they all have to be back to back to back, so that's kind of another added challenge. So very low volumes, pretty low frequency in terms of the span of the whole week. It's obviously high frequency in those 3 days, but throughout the span of the week, just train 3 days, low frequency, low volume. Trying to pack as much density and volume as I can into each session, but just taking what I can get. And so far it's been going okay. There's been a little bit of stalling of progress with some of the lifts. Bench has been going good. Upper body stuff like chin-ups and all that has been going really good. Kind of throwing the clean and jerk in there a little bit. Still not snatching because my shoulder is too messed up. Really, both shoulders are too messed up. Had some success with the squat lately. And I had quite a bit of success with the deadlift for a while, but that stalled a lot, but it's kind of coming back and around. So you might be able to see that in a future video here. But yeah, I'm trying to account for this bar being 35 pounds, so I'm trying to load it appropriately, so there will be like an extra 5 on top every time that I do a set. Usually I would go like 185, 205, 225, something like that, kind of depending on what I'm doing. But on this particular day, I jumped from, I thought it was 225 at the time. I guess it's actually 215, but anyway, I jumped from that to what I thought was 250. That would have been a PR for a clean and 3 jerks, this clean jerk, jerk, jerk complex, but it's actually 240, so this matches a PR. It's been a long time since I've done that. That was in fall of 2020. So being able to do that again without really doing any clean and jerks in a long time, that feels pretty good. Just goes to show that like raising general strength qualities goes a really long way for weightlifting. Unless you're obviously like elite level advanced, but even those guys are strong as fuck and push strength really hard. Speaking of pushing strength, moving on to some pin squats here. These pins, or these safeties, whatever you want to call them, are right around hip height when I stand. And I'm trying to pause. Sometimes I look at these videos where like I'm making a conscious effort to pause, and I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? Because it doesn't look like a pause at all, but it feels like one, and that's what's most important. If I treat these like pause pin squats or whatever, I'm pausing on the pins. I'm not getting a stretch reflex down there. I'm obviously not bouncing because the range of motion is cut off, but when I do a regular pause squat, it still looks pretty fast in and out of the bottom, but I usually bounce a ton. I slam my hamstrings and my calves together, and that kind of launches me out of the bottom. So if I'm not doing that, then to me, that's a variant in and of itself. That's a confining parameter on the lift that kind of acts as a governor over it and forces me to go lighter and challenges me a lot because, like I said, I rely on that balance a lot. So pin squat or regular squat, I'm still regular pause squat or pin squat. I'm still trying to make an effort to pause on those pins. So I went 325, 345, and then on this third set recorded 365. I thought I would probably stay around like 320, 330, something like that, but these felt pretty good. 365 was so heavy, man. I just like training heavy, so like I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna load this up because I want to be able to do something like this and just like be entertained by how challenging it is. Like I probably could have stayed right around like 345 and got a very similar training effect to this, but it's more fun to go a little heavier. This video will cut off. This was an extremely hard set of 5. It cuts off at 4 reps. I think it cuts off on the descent of the 5th rep, but it was a great set. Great session overall. I did some pen leg rows after this, and then I think I just packed up and left. But just trying to keep things simple, train really hard, keep the effort high, keep the tension really high, keep the load high, keep the volume as high as I can, but it's definitely not my priority. All right, guys. See you later.